Welcome to the Dermalogica fascia massage training video. We are so excited to show you how to perform this dynamic massage and take you through each step-by-step movement. This massage targets the connective tissue or fascia, lymph and muscles, which form the skin's support structure, making this ideal for clients that want to achieve firm, smooth, and revitalized skin during their treatment. Prior to providing this massage, please remember to always check for any contraindications, such as neck injuries or to essential oils. Begin aromatherapy inhalations with soothing additive and perform 3 deep abdominal breaths. Then apply the additive onto the upper body, including the chest, shoulders, trapezius, and back of neck. Then onto the face. Standing on the right side of the treatment bed facing the client, slide your right hand under the client's left scapula. Place your left hand on the client's shoulder. Have them inhale through their nose, and on their exhale, slide your right hand up along the inner edge of the scapula while your left hand gently presses down on the shoulder. Repeat this movement 3 times. Then move to the left side of the bed and repeat the movement. For this movement, you will perform 5 stationary circles on 3 key points of the neck. Each movement perform for a count of 5. Facing the client, position your hands flat at the top of both sides of the neck, just below the ears, then lightly pump in a circular movement away from you. Now move your hands to the base of the neck and continue with the same light pumping movements. With your hands resting on the collarbone, use your index and middle fingers to lightly pump above the clavicle in a stationary circular movement. Standing at the head of the bed, place your palms on the client's scalp and with light pressure, use your full hand to loosen the scalp. When you are near the temporalis muscle, use one heel of your hand to loosen the scalp. Continue working over the scalp until you have worked the entire area. Next, bring your thumbs to the center line of the scalp and work 3 energy points. Energy point 1, first point is a few inches back or away from the hairline. Energy point 2, second point is at the crown or highest point on top of the scalp, where you can feel the indentation. Energy point 3, the third point is towards the back of the head where there is a soft spot. Now perform occipital ridge rotations starting on the right side with your right hand. Circle in a clockwise rotation towards the center back of the head, along the occipital ridge. When you reach the center of the back of the head, gently turn your client's head to the right and continue your occipital ridge rotations with your left hand, moving from the center of the back of the head along the occipital ridge and finish behind the left ear. Finish by performing zigzag motions on the scalp, starting on the left side and finishing on the right side. With your left fingers resting along the occipital ridge and your right hand resting on the client's right shoulder, ask them to take a focused inhalation through their nose, and on their exhale, lengthen the neck by stretching your hands in opposite directions. Your right hand will press down on the shoulder, while the left fingers are turning the head in the opposite direction. Repeat on the other side. Use your fingers in a gentle lifting movement, working upward from the neck, jawline, cheeks, nose, and around the eyes to the forehead, working towards the temples. Slow your movement down with gentle rotations, then pause with a light pressure at the temples, then release. This movement works the forehead, around the eyes, nose, cheeks, upper lip, chin, jaw, neck, terminus, and shoulders. To begin, use the pads of 3 fingers with both hands to rotate the fascia, moving from the center of the face to the sides of the face and back like a zigzag. Start with a very light pressure technique to impact the lymph and tissue, then repeat with slightly more pressure to release more tension. To loosen the jaw, rest your hands on the lower jaw area with your thumbs resting below the mouth. Begin to circle down with the inside pad of your hand just below the thumb. As the jaw begins to loosen, you can start to rotate the jaw in circular rotations in both directions. Now, use your fingers pressing on the lower jaw to loosen, working your fingers along the jawline to the chin to help release tension. Now, use your thumbs to help release tension. The goal with these movements is to relax the jaw and easily manipulate it. Next, place your fingers on the upper lip and massage the tissue down and around. Then move to using your thumbs massaging around the orbicularis oris or around the mouth. Now, placing your hands in a cupping position underneath the zygomatic or cheekbone, massage with the sides of your hands to move the jaw. Then, place your fingers underneath the zygomatic to move the jaw area. Here you will perform a 2-finger zigzag, thumb pad smooth, and thumb pad shear. With 2 fingers using both hands, start in the center of the forehead and begin to lift the fascia. 2 fingers will lift, and the other 2 fingers will hook upward. working from the eyebrow area to the hairline, moving across the forehead to the temples. Now follow with a 2-finger twist. Using 2 fingers on each hand, lift the tissue, hold, and twist. Using the pad of your thumb, smooth the fascia across the forehead. Then using the pad of your thumb, shear the fascia across the forehead. Finish with the pad of your thumb and smooth the fascia again. With your index fingers, lift and twist starting from the outer eyebrow to the inner eyebrow, then repeat moving back to the outer eyebrow. Finish by smoothing outward. Shear and smooth the outer corners of the eye area. Begin by placing your index fingers in a vertical position below the eye area, then lift the tissue and twist. Continue with both index fingers in a parallel position, lifting the tissue and hooking with 1 finger. Finish by using your thumb pad to smooth out. With 2 fingers on each hand in a parallel position, lift and hook under the cheeks, working across towards the ears. Now switch to using finger hooks on the second pass, then smooth and lengthen. Ears. Place your index fingers in a parallel position in front of the ears, then lift and hook. Begin to massage the mastoid process, which is the bony prominence behind the ear. With circular rotations, work from the mastoid process up along the back of the ear with your index finger. When you reach the top of the ear, place your index finger in front of the ear while your other 3 fingers are resting behind the ear, and move the tissue in a circular motion. Lips. With the side of your thumb, smooth over the upper lip. Jaw and neck. Begin with your index finger below the mandible or jaw with your thumb above it and perform a pumping movement. During this movement, your thumb is pumping while your index finger is gliding back underneath. Helpful tip: your thumb joint is what creates the pumping action, so think slide and pump. Next, place both index fingers in a horizontal position along the mandible, just above and below it. Then lift with the bottom finger towards the top finger. Now place your fingers underneath the mandible just below the chin. On the right side of the face, you will support the chin with your left fingers, while your right 2 fingers pivot and drain. Then moving from the digastric muscle, pivot and drain underneath mandible. When you are on the left side of the face, you will support the chin with your right fingers, while your left 2 fingers pivot and drain. On the mandible, perform the 2-finger lift and hook again, which is the same movement we performed previously on other areas of the face. Then smooth out with your thumb pad. On the neck, lift the tissue between your thumbs and fingers and roll the tissue while your fingers are moving from the side of the neck up to the esophagus. Please note, do not work over the esophagus. To To complete the jaw and neck area, perform a zigzag smooth out movement with both hands flat along the neck area. Alternate your hands by moving them up and down and across the neck, being mindful to use light pressure over the esophagus. Helpful tip: be sure the hand that is moving upward slides all the way up the neck, then rotate your wrist and lift slightly underneath the mandible. And for the hand moving downward, be sure it slides all the way down to the pectoralis muscle, then press and stretch. When both hands are in their positions as just described, pause for a moment and then repeat with your hand switching positions. Here, 2 fingers will smooth each side 3 times and end with a shoulder press. Pump fascia from forehead to neck. Eyebrow pump. Now bring your hands over the face and with your thumb and ring finger, pump over the eyebrow area. Bring your hands over the face to perform energy work in 2 positions. First is the lower portion of the face, where you will hover your hands a few inches above the face for a few seconds. Then, position your hands along the upper part of the face and hover for a few seconds. Finish by gently taking your hands away from the face and away from your client. Thank you for watching this step-by-step video on how to perform the Dermalogica fascia massage. We hope you enjoyed learning this technique that your clients will love. For additional support, please reach out to your local training facility.